So we just finished up the swimming pool. There's still quite a bit of day left. So we came over here to a job we had close by. This little driveway, it's kind of noisy here, sorry about that. It's sinking everywhere and cracking. And we're gonna change this up here. We're gonna look at it with the homeowner a little bit. Instead of the square, we might do an a radius coming off of here, coming out, and we'll go into a curve and hit it somewhere in there. So we'll move this bush over. We're gonna rip out the driveway. You can see how it's settled, probably close to 3 inches, 2.5 inches there, a couple cracks in it. So we're gonna go ahead and make some improvements for them. So we'll get some of the demo today. Hey, good morning everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Concrete with the Hosses. We're on site nice and early. Nice cool morning. It's going to be a great day. The driveway we tore out yesterday. Demo went real nice. Came out real easy. And just putting in the reinforcement. On this one we're going to use wire mesh, 1/2-inch rebar, and fiber mesh. We're going over top of a water line that they just put in, so we want to bridge that real good. And then we're not going to run a spreader down the middle. Watch how we do our control joints in here. It saves us some time. The driveway's kind of steep, so to pour this, pull a spreader, it's hard to keep them straight. So we're going to do it this way. You can watch how we do it. Thanks. So we just pull a string from one side to the other. Good, move it on down. And we'll pull a nail in the pin. Come here, hammer Jim. It's gonna be tough to see. How lucky's that, huh? We just do these all the way down the driveway. Okay, so all the pins are set going up the driveway for height. Now we can pour concrete. So we're burying a conduit in here for a dog fence. So 1 foot on the pipe. While you get rocks in your boot. It's my son, always playing around. Okay, let's go to work. If you're in the concrete pouring industry, you really must watch this video. In about 10 to 15 seconds, you're going to see why. There's a lot of weight on these chutes, and you should never ever walk under here, under these chutes. You never walk under it. Now I wish I had a better angle on the camera, but unfortunately this is the angle I have. I wasn't anticipating what's about to happen. So this is where we're at, and you can still get a feel for what happens when it happens. The concrete is about to come down the chute, getting in position, picking up on the wire, and then all of a sudden the chutes come crashing to the ground. all that weight, all that concrete just spilling everywhere. And that's why you never, ever, ever walk under those chutes. Wow, what a mess. But fortunately, nobody got hurt. Nobody was underneath there, no arms, excuse me, nobody's legs. But it really happened fast, and there is no stopping it when it goes. So we have some cleanup here in front of us. All it did to us was just delay our pour a little bit. But I just really wanted to drive it home. Never ever walk under those chutes. I also just wanted to add in this that we use thrower concrete every day, and their mechanics are top notch. Their trucks are in perfect shape. Maybe not perfect shape, but pretty good shape. This could happen to any truck at any time. So it's nothing on thrower. It's just something that happened. I just wanted to be very clear on that. Right there. And that's why it says that.
Say, hook on.
Well, that was just about 10 yards. Everything went good besides the chute collapsing. And again, fortunately nobody got hurt. So now we'll snap some string lines down the center, across the middle, and we'll get this arc going connecting the sidewalk to sidewalk. And we'll put joints in most of those. So we'll show you how we do that. So in a small driveway like this, with a soft spot by the water line, there's a couple reasons we're doing what we're doing. The driveway's a little bit steep, so I'm using a tool called the flying groover, as you'll see here coming up. And I just follow a couple of marks on the driveway that we have, and I cut an arc in with it, and that'll allow us a groove that we can tap in expansion joint. And we can keep them pretty straight. We can curve it when it needs to curve. It's a pretty nice tool to use in the right situation. Here I am putting it out there, following my marks. The concrete has to be just right, not too wet, and definitely not too tight that it won't sink in there. It's a heavy tool. It weighs about, I'd say 15 pounds, 12 to 15 pounds. and you just follow the marks. Here I'm putting it on a curve, just forward and back. It takes 3 or 4 passes with it to get it pretty nice, and you can watch that as I'm doing it here on a couple different positions. So I like this angle. I can show you how we put our expansion joint in. We just lay it on top of the concrete, cut it to the proper length that we're looking for, and then lightly tap it in to the tool cut that we put in prior to this. And you can see how it just goes in fairly easy as long as the concrete is soft enough. And it'll stay nice and straight. And this will allow us to run the wire mesh and as well as the rebar underneath the expansion joint, tying all the pads together so we don't get any separation. But the expansion joint will still let it flex enough to not crack. Okay, so the expansion joint's in. And what I do like about this, now we have wire mesh and rebar underneath that joint. Everything's tied together. Nothing's gonna come apart, but yet there's some movement that could take place without the driveway cracking. See how this arc turned out. Pretty nice. Little flat spot up there, but not too bad. I think it looks pretty good. Steve's opening up these joints. How you doing? So it gets a little bit tighter, we can throw a broom on it. I don't like it. There we go. Looks good. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry.
Much more good. Steve would say singular jam.
So Steve's putting the chunkage back in, just touching the driveway, and they barely need any landscaping on this side when we're done with it. Joint over there? All right, that side's all buttoned up. We'll do the same over here a little bit. But this was messed up from the water line, so you know they're going to need some landscaping in this area. But that's it for the driveway. Okay, there's the new sidewalk all done. Comes out with a flare and the driveway. All right, this project's a wrap.